This is Mr. Haxon. I'm going to show you how to begin working on this new Google Map assignment. So, of course, you got to go to Classroom, click on the assignment, and take a look at it. It should look something like this. And then what you're going to need to do is to get a new tab open, and then you're going to go to My Maps. And it should look something like this. And if you remember, we created one of these when we were comparing land masses. So you're not going to open a new one, you're going to create a new one. And the first thing I want you to do is give your map a title. So right up here where it says Untitled, you're going to call this Ancient Civilization Map, and you're going to put your name on it. Okay? And just click Save, and you should see your title pop up over here again. And now, when you go to your assignment here, it says you're going to create a map on the Inca, Maya, and Aztec empires. And if you notice, there's layer 1 here, and you got another layer, and another layer, and another layer, and so forth. You got 5, 6, 7 layers. So when you go back to your map, you see where it says Untitled layer here. You are going to title this one Maya Empire. Click Save. Then you're going to add a layer. And then this one you're going to call Aztec Empire. Click Save. Add a layer. And this one's going to be called Inca Empire. And click Save. And then on number 4, this one's going to be called Central America. And then we're going to do one called South America. And then bodies of water. And then landforms. Okay, so those are going to be all your layers. So we're going to add another layer called Central America. Click Save. Add a layer. This one's called South America. Click Save. Add a layer. And this one's going to be called Bodies of Water. Click Save. And then our last one is going to be called Landforms. Oops. Okay. So, one thing you got to always be aware of, because if you do this in the wrong layer, you have to do it all over again. See this blue bar on the left? I'm in my landforms layer, and let's say I want to put something on my Inca Empire layer. I have to click on it and make sure the blue bar is there, and then I could add something there. Okay? So I'm going to go back to my assignment and see what we need to put in for Inca Empire, and that is this section right here. And it says to write 2 or 3 sentence introduction to the Inca Empire. Use your notes that you already have, or do some research about the empire. You're going to draw a shape around the empire and shade it in blue. Okay, so let's do that part right now. So if you don't know where the Inca Empire is, open up a new tab or look at another one. So we'll look at Inca Empire, and there's a nice little map right there that we're going to look at. So all of this is the Inca Empire. It starts just in a little bit of Colombia. It's almost all of Ecuador, all of Peru almost, a little bit in Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina. So about halfway down Chile. So now that you kind of know where it is, you come back here. Now you're going to find that part. And make sure you're in the Inca Empire layer, so it's blue there. And now I want to draw a line. So I'm going to click that, add a line, and if you remember, you're going to do this kind of thing that you did with the landforms thing, and you can use your arrow keys on your keyboard to move the map up and down. Okay, so I'm going to move it down a little bit more. It goes right about there. So I think it went into a little bit of Chile. I'm going to move my arrow key back up, and it was most of Peru here, and almost all of that. And make sure you click on the dot that you started. Okay, so there's that one, and this one is going to be called Inca Empire. And then you got to add a little blurb about this. The Inca Empire lasted for just a few centuries before the Spanish came and destroyed it. It was located in South America, mostly in the present day country of Peru. Okay, so make sure you click save, and there's your thing. Now when you go back to your assignment, what you have to do, we've got this part done. We wrote a 2 or 3 sentence introduction about it. I knew the information ahead of time, but you might have to do some research. We drew a line around it, but we haven't shaded in blue, so I'm going to go back and do that. So if you notice, when you're done, in my Inca Empire, there's one called Inca Empire, and there's a little paint bucket next to it. Click it, and then you want to click the blue. So then it's shaded in blue right here. When you zoom out, you can kind of see, oh, alright, that's where the Inca Empire was. Okay? Now the next thing you got to do for the Inca Empire is place a yellow pin for the cities listed below. Also, for each pin, add an image and at least one sentence describing each location. So we've got Cusco and we got Machu Picchu. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to do a search up here for Cusco, and you'll notice it comes right up here. So I'm going to click, I'm pretty sure this is the right one. So it'll put a pin there, and you'll see, yep, it's Cusco. And if that's the one in the right location, you want to click Add to Map. Okay? And then you want to remove all of this stuff right here. So you can say Remove. And now right here, you want to click the Edit button and say and then this is where you're going to need to do some research again. Was the Inca capital city for many years. This is where the nobles would live during the winter months when Machu Picchu was snowed in. Okay? Click Save. And now what you also need to do for each pin, it says add an image and at least a sentence describing each. So now we got to go back and find an image here. So this is where you come up here and you want to click Images for, oops, let's go to Cusco, Peru, and we want to find images, and don't forget, click Search Tools and Usage Rights to make sure they're labeled for reuse. And this is some nice pictures of Cusco. Let me make sure. So when you click on it, make sure over here it says Cusco. So if this is the image you want, right click, copy image address, okay, and you come back to your map click the camera, click image URL, and just paste your image there. Okay, click select and save. So now you've got your title, you've got your picture, you've got your short writing, and it is within the correct layer in your map. Okay, now the last thing we need to do is make sure the pin is the right color. So go back to your assignment, and the pins right here say to make them yellow. Okay, so again, put your mouse over that, click the paint bucket, and choose yellow. Alright, so that is a quick introduction on how to create your map. Now the next thing you're going to do after that, you're going to go through all of these. Some of your drawings, some of the shapes that you draw are going to be on top of each other, and that's okay, because that's just the way the locations fit in. Okay, I'm going to show you what my map looks like when you're done. So once you started your map and you created your map, it automatically saves to Google Drive. So I'm going to close that one. And I'm going to go back to my drive. And when I go in here, you see there's map assignments here. This is the one that I created a while ago that's almost done. So from now on, you just go to your drive to find your map to work on. Okay? So if you notice, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I've got a layer here for Central America. This yellow one is the Aztec Empire, and I've got title, picture, paragraph. And if I click Maya Empire, it's this shaded one down here. Okay, and then if I click Central America, it's that whole thing. Okay, so I've got my pins there. So if you notice, you got a brown, yellow, and green all shaded on top of each other, and that's okay. And when you go down to South America, you'll notice I've got my South America one, I've got my Andes Mountains one, and then I've got my Atacama Desert one. So when you zoom out, you can kind of see I've got a bunch on top of each other, and that's okay. Got my pins. This is my Pacific Ocean. So I'm not quite done with this one yet, but you'll see my layers. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers, and everything is in the right layer. So this is really important that you go through and you look at the assignment while you're working on this. Okay? I hope this was helpful.